Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'll be fighting a 1,500-point battle between my Dark Angels, Inquisition, and Assassins against Jason's Death Guard. So the story that we've got going on here is that Greyfax had dispatched to this planet along with a retinue of assassins to take out a chaos cult that had been rising up in this planet and had taken over. She had arrived on the planet expecting to just take out the heads of this cult and watch it wither away and maybe have to call in some assistance if they didn't quite disappear as she had hoped. But that was the plan. But when she landed on the planet, she realized that this chaos cult was actually being supported by the dark forces of the Death Guard. And she noticed that they were being led by Typhus himself. And she knew that this was out of the realm of what her force was going to be able to handle. So she sent out a vox call for assistance to the nearest available Imperial forces to come help her in purging these heretical forces from this planet. And the Dark Angels happened to be in system and sent their force to go assist them in this most holy of actions. So that's the story that we've got going on. The mission that we're going to play is actually one of the open war missions. So we drew deployment. It was regular hammer and anvil. The objective is invasion. So we each placed an objective in our deployment zone. So mine's back here. His is back in here. At any point, if any of the players control both objectives, they win the game. So we're basically playing to see who can kill each other first or hold those objectives. So should be kind of interesting. And the twist that we drew was grudge match, so no one has to take morale tests. And my power level was actually 3 power level lower than his. So I got the ruse, which I drew dug in, which means that any of my units that remain stationary count as being in cover, as long as they remain stationary from the beginning of the game here. So that's the story, and that is the mission that we're going to be playing here. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Dark Angels and Inquisition, I'll be running a battalion detachment and a vanguard detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have a master with a jump pack and a power maul, and a lieutenant with 2 bolt pistols. We have 2 5-man intercessor squads and a 5-man scout squad with bolters. We have a 3-man Inceptor squad with assault bolters. We have a 5-man Reaver squad with grav shoots and bolt carbines. We have a 7-man Hellblaster squad. We have 2 Razorbacks with twin assault cannons and storm bolters. And for the vanguard, leading it off here, we have Greyfax. And last but not least, we have a Vindicare Assassin, an Eversar Assassin, a Cultists Assassin, and a Cultists Assassin. And for the Death Guard, he'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off that detachment, we have Typhus and a Malignant Plague Caster. We have 2 squads of Plague Marines, a 14-man squad and a 7-man squad. Both squads have an icon. Then the 14-man squad has a champion with a power fist and a plasma gun, and there are 2 other plasma guns. Everyone else has bolters. And the 7-man squad has a champion with a power fist, plasma gun, 2 bubonic axes, a plague spewer, a plague belcher, a great plague cleaver, and a flail of corruption. We have a 10-man cultist squad. 4 have autoguns. The champion has an auto pistol and a brutal assault weapon, and 5 others have auto pistols and brutal assault weapons. We have a tallyman and a plague surgeon. We have a 4-man Death Shroud Terminator squad, armed with Man Reapers and Plague Spurt gauntlets. And last but not least, we have 2 Plague Burst crawlers with Plague Burst mortar, 2 entropy cannons, and heavy slugger each. All right, so those are the armies going over deployment here. I've got my scout squad lined up over here. I've got my Razorbacks over here with Greyfax inside. I've got an intercessor squad over here. I've got my Hellblasters. I've got my lieutenant, who's going to be my warlord with brilliant strategist as his warlord trait. I've got my Vindicare Assassin up in the building here. I've got another 5-man intercessor squad over here, and I've got my Razorback other Razorback over here. Everything else is in Deep Strike Reserve or in hiding because of being assassins. Going over deployment for the Death Guard here, he's got 2 Plague Burst Crawlers back over in this corner. We've got the 2 squads of Plague Marines inside over here. We've got his Tallyman and his Plague Surgeon back over here. We have the Malignant Plaguecaster, who's going to be his Warlord. So he's got, what is it again? The Arch Contaminator Warlord trait, which means that any units within 6 inches of him, or models or units? Units within 6 inches of him, their plague weapons get to re-roll all failed wounds as opposed to just failed wound rolls of 1, which is pretty good. And then he's got his 10-man Cultist squad back over here. And in Deep Strike Reserve, he's got his Death Shroud Terminators and Typhus. So that is the deployment. As of right now, Greyfax and the Dark Angels will be going first unless he can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. No, does not get it. So we'll come back to you after the Imperial first turn movement. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels and Inquisition here. My Scout stood still, Intercessor stood still, Intercessor stood still, Vindicare Assassin stood still. My Hellblasters moved up, as well did my Lieutenant. Both of my Razorbacks moved up, and in from hiding where the Assassins had been lain is my Eviscer, my Calexis, and my Calidus. These guys are all staying in Deep Strike Reserve for now. So that is it for the movement phase. My Psyker is still inside of a transport, so no Psychic phase right now, but we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my Hellblasters are going to fire into his large squad of Plague Marines over there. So they're going to start off here. We got 7 shots from the squad. They're not going to supercharge, so they're going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty, pretty good. These are now strength 7, toughness 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant over there, which is pretty good. Whoop. Fell off over there. Alright, so that is going to be 5 wounds, AP minus 4. So plus 1 because they're in cover. So 6 up saves. Ooh, making 1. And they have a feel no pain. Making 2 of those, so 2 are dead. And the Surgeon actually was within range there, so they get to reroll that 1 for the feel no pain, but no, they take it. Disgustingly resilient is the word I was looking for. All right, so now my Calidus Assassin, who ended up being deployed 5 inches away, because when she gets deployed, you roll D6 plus 3, so I rolled a 2, so she's 5 inches away, just over 5 inches away from these guys, and she's going to shoot her Nurgle Shredder in there. So hitting on a 2, that's a hit. So now what happens is I roll 3d6. If it's equal to or higher than their leadership, they take D3 mortal wounds. Yeah, I don't think they have a higher leadership than 15.
9 because the highest leadership is
well, actually, it's D3 mortal wounds. So their highest leadership was 6. So I made it by 9. So D3 mortal wounds. Just 1 mortal wound. Now my Razorback here is going to fire into the big squad of Plague Marines. So we're going to start with the Twin Assault Cannon, hitting on 4s because he moved. Oh, that is not great. 2 hits, wounded on 3s. At least getting 2 wounds. AP minus 1 plus 1 because of cover. 3 up. Armor saves.
6 and a 3.
6 and a 3. They're good. And the Stormbolter firing into them. 2 hits. That is 1 wound. 1 save. Alright, so now this Razorback is going to fire the Twin Assault Cannon into his Plague Burst Crawler, and is going to fire the Stormbolter into the smaller squad of Plague Marines. So, here we go. Twin Assault Cannon hitting on 4s. Alright. A little bit better than his bro over there. Still not great, but not that bad. Wounding on 5s. Getting 3 wounds, AP minus 1. So what is it, 3, 4 ups? Making all of them with 6s. That's pretty good. And now the Stormbolter firing into the smaller squad there. That is 1 hit. And that is no wound. Now my Eviscer is going to fire into the small squad of Plague Marines. So he's got 4 shots, hitting on 2s. Alright, all hits. Strength 4, so wounding on 5s. Getting 3 wounds, but getting to reroll wounds against infantry. Alright, so it's still just 3 wounds. AP minus 1, so 3, 4 ups. Making them all. All right, so my Cultists assassin is going to fire into the big squad over there. Because he's within 18 inches of his malignant plaguecaster, his weapon, his animus speculum, becomes assault D6. Getting 2 shots. Hitting on 2s.
Your mind doesn't blow.
All right, so now my Vindicator assassin is going to fire into his malignant plaguecaster. He's got 1 shot hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. It's AP -3. Cannot get the benefit of cover. Cannot use an invul save. So he's going to have a 6-up save. No, goes through. So D3 wounds. Getting 3 wounds. 3. Feel no pain, so he makes 1 of them, so he takes 2 wounds. And that's it for the shooting phase. So into the assault phase, my Inquisitor assassin is going to charge into his Plague Marine squad over here. So he's going to overwatch with the champion's plasma gun. So 1 shot hitting on a 6. No hit there. So he gets to roll 3d6 on his charge here, looking for 9 inches. Getting it, yeah. My Cultists assassin is going to charge into them as well. He also gets it. All right, so now my Cultists assassin is going to charge into his cultist back here. So she is actually now going to be 7 inches away, but he gets to fire Overwatch. 2 of the autoguns are in rapid fire range. 3 of the pistols are in range, and then the 2 other autoguns are just in range, regular range. So these are going to be hitting on 6s. No, not getting anything there. So she needs a 7-inch charge now because he killed the 1 guy that was closest over there. So looking for a 7-inch charge. And getting it in. All right, so starting out the fight phase, my Inquisitor assassin is going to attack into his Plague Marines over here. He's going to be using the Nurgle Gauntlet, so he's going to have 8 attacks here on the charge, hitting on 2s. All right. These are now strength +1, so strength 5, toughness 5, looking for 4s to wound. Rerolling failed wound rolls. All right, so that is going to be 5 wounds at AP -1. So 5 4-up saves, making all but 1, and then 5-up disgustingly resilient. No, so 1 is dead. The surgeon gets to reroll it because it was a 1. No, still dead. All right, so my opponent is going to interrupt at this point. I've got the Cultist assassin who, during this first turn, I get to roll a d6 for every time he tries to use a stratagem this first turn. On a 4-up, he has to spend an additional CP on it. So looking for a 4-up. Yeah, with the Filfers. Woo! All right, so he's got a Tallyman on the board. And what the Tallyman lets him do is, whenever he spends CP on a stratagem, he gets to roll 2d6. And on a 7 exactly, he gets back all spent CP. So let's see what happens here. Looking for a 7. 5 6. No, he does not get it. So, but he still gets to interrupt, but he doesn't get his CP back. All right, so now his plague marines are going to attack in. He's going to have the 3 on the right here attacking into my Cultists, and he's going to have the 3 on the left there attacking into my Inquisitor. So we're going to go with the 3 on the right into my Cultists. So he's going to have the Bubonic Axe, which gets 2 attacks because it's base 1 +1 because of the Bubonic Axe. And then he's got 2 Plague Knives that are going to be attacking in the air with just 1 attack each. So the green ones are going to be the Plague Knives. The white ones are going to be the Plague Axe, or the Bubonic Axe. So these are going to be hitting on 6s because of the Cultists being what he is. Getting 1 with the Bubonic Axe. Getting to re-roll because of the Tallyman. Getting both. Oh, 3 hits. Oh, man, that's killer. All right, so toughness 4, strength 1 second. All right, so the whites are going to be wounding on 3s because they're strength +1, and then the Plague Knife is going to be wounding on 4s. So here we go. All right, so all wounds.
Yep.
That is all wounds, so.
No minus on the Plague Knife.
Yep, no minuses on here, but I've only got invul save anyway, so we'll do the 2 axe attacks first. These are going to be looking for 4-up invul saves. Making them both. Woo! And then 1 4-up for the Plague Knife. That's cocked. Get out of there. No, that goes through. All right, so now the flail has D3 attacks, so D3, getting 2 attacks. And the Plague Axe, or the Great Plague Cleaver, is going to be the green dice. He only gets 1 attack with that, so these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right. righty.
That's actually
So
hitting on a 4.
That's hitting on a 4 because it's AP it's -1, but he gets to re-roll because it was a 2, so it would have been a hit. So that is a hit now. So these are now strength.
It's ×2 on the cleaver.
×2 on the cleaver, so that's going to be +2 on the flail. So it's going to be 3 and, or it's going to be 2 and 3s. All right, so that's, but it's a plague weapon, right? So he gets to re-roll that. All right, so that's all wounds there. So we're going to do the 2 from the flail. It's going to be 4 up invul save, failing 1 on the flail. And then we've got 1 4 up invul save from the cleaver, and he's good with that one. And now the power fist from the champion over here, hitting on 4s, getting to reroll both of those because they would have been misses, getting them both pretty good, wounding on 2s, getting 2 wounds, 2 4 up invul saves. Whoa, I'm knocking things over, making 1, so D3 wounds, making 2 wounds. And now my Cultists is going to attack into his Plague Marines over there. 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. That is all but 1 hit. He's now going to be wounding on 5s because he's toughness 5. Getting 1 wound, no armor save allowed, so that's just going to go through. So he's got his disgustingly resilient. Makes it with a 6. And now my Cultist is going to attack. She has 5 base attacks, +1 for the poison blades, and I'm going to be using the poison blades, so they're all going to attack in here. These are going to be 6 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, failed 1. Wounding on 3s because of being the poison blades. So that's going to be 2 wounds, AP -1, so those just go through. Do they get disgusting? They don't get disgusting. Nope. So that's 2 dead. All right, so now his cultists are going to attack into my Cultists. 5 can make it into combat over here, 3 of which have the brutal assault weapons, so that's going to be 6, 7, 8 attacks here. These are going to be hitting on 4s, making 3 hits, strength 3, so wounding on 5s.
I'm going to utilize some I haven't been utilizing, and that's Death to the False Emperor.
Oh, they're going to have Death to the False Emperor.
So it gives me an extra.
Gets an attack. No, that's not a hit. So now they're going to be 3 attacks. These are going to be strength 3. So wounding on 5s, getting 1 wound, 4 up invul save. No, she takes a wound. All right, so that is it for the Inquisitor and Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. No one need for morale test since this is a grudge match. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Death Guard here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Death Guard here on turn 1. His Plague Burst Crawlers stood still. His Plague Marines here stayed in combat with my Assassins. These Plague Marines stayed still. His Malignant Plaguecaster went down to the bottom floor over there. His other 2 characters stood where they were, and his brave Cultist fell out of combat with his with my Assassin over here. Typhus also arrived at the end of the phase, and also his Death Shroud Terminators over here dropped in the pretty little pocket that was left after my Razorback moved up. So that is going to be it for the movement phase for the Death Guard here. We will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so starting off the Psychic phase, his Malignant Plaguecaster is going to cast Miasma of Pestilence onto his Plague Marines over here. It's usually a Warp Charge 6 to go off, but because of it being within 18 inches of my Cultists, he's now going to have it's going to require an 8 to go off on this one. So looking for an 8. No, does not go off. And now his Malignant Plaguecaster is going to cast Blades of Putrefaction onto his dude bros over here. So it's usually a Warp Charge of 5, looking for a 7 now because of the Cultists being there. No, does not go off. All right, so my opponent is going to use a command point to re-roll that. My Cultist is in my army here, so no, so it'll just cost the 1 CP. So now he gets to see if he gets it back, looking for a 7. No, not getting it back. And now let's see on that roll. Onto a 6, so it does go off. Now Typhus is going to cast, Plague Wind. So he's within range of my Cultists, which means that it is going to be a 7 to be cast. It does go off with a 10, so the unit he's going to choose, I imagine, is the Eviscer.
Yep.
So on a 6, right?
Takes a mortal wound.
D6, 6, it's a mortal wound. No mortal wound. All right, and now he's going to cast Putrescent Vitality onto his Plague Marines over here. So looking for an 8 because it's usually a 6. Going off, but he perils. So he is going to take D3 mortal wounds. Taking 3 mortal wounds. He's got disgustingly resilient saves. Making 1 of them, so he takes 2 mortal wounds, but the power does go off. All right, into the shooting phase, his Plague Burst Crawler here is going to fire his entropy cannons into my Razorback. He's going to fire the Mortar and the heavy Slugger, not Slugger. It's not an orc. It's not orcs. Slugger, ER, not an A. Slugger into into my Hellblasters over there. So we're going to go with the 2 entropy cannons, hitting on 4s. No hits there.
6.
And now the Mortar will be D6 shots. So getting 5 shots. And then the green will be the Slugger, all of them hitting on 4s. All right. Here we go, 2 misses here. Pretty good. Plague Burst the Plague Burst Mortar is strength 8, so this is going to be wounding on 2s. This 2s and 3s is what we're looking for here. So rerolling 1 because of Plague Weapon. All right, so that is going to be 3 from the Mortar, 4 from the Mortar.
And 4 minus 2s.
All right, so we've got the Mortar is AP minus 2, so we got 4 minus 2s plus 1 because they're in cover there. So it means that I've got a 4 up save from these. Make them all, woo! And then 2 minus 1, so 3 up saves. Fail both of those. His second Plague Burst Crawler is going to be doing the same thing. Entropy Cannons, Mortar, and Heavy Slugger. So we're going to go with the Entropy Cannons first, hitting on 4s. No hits. And now the Mortar having D6 shots, getting 5 shots again. Pretty good. And then these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, so those are all misses there. These are now going to be wounding on 2s and 3s, getting all wounds there. Just 2 and 1. So we're going to have 2 at AP minus 2, so these are going to be 4 up saves. Making both of those, and then the 1 3 up save, making that one. All right, so his Plague Surgeon is going to fire his bolt pistol into my Cultist Assassin over here. That is no hit.
Plasma pistol.
Talaman with the plasma pistol is going to fire in here. That is a hit. That is not a wound. And now the Malignant Plaguecaster is going to fire bolt pistol. No hit. All right, so now his Plague Marines here are going to fire. He's going to fire the 3 plasma guns into my Hellblasters over there, and he's going to fire the bolters into my assassin over here. So we're going to go with the plasma guns first. These are going to be hitting on 3s. That's 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounds. AP minus 3. So looking plus 1 because of cover, so looking for 5 ups. And I failed all 3 of them. So now the bolters are going to fire in here. They are in rapid fire range, so we've got 18 shots coming in here against her. Hitting on 3s. We'll come back to you with that. All right, looking for 4s to wound. All right, getting 4 wounds. We'll come back to you with that. All right, and here come her 4 up invul saves. Making 3 of them. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, these Marines are going to charge into my Cultist. She is going to fire Overwatch looking for a 6. No, not getting it. Their charge distance. 7 inches, that's what they needed to get in. All right, so now Typhus is going to charge into my Cultists over here. So, looking for a 9-inch charge. Getting it with 10. All right, so now his Death Shroud Terminators are going to charge into my Lieutenant over here. So he's going to fire Overwatch with his 2 bolt pistols. Not getting either of them. So here come his charge distance looking for a 9-inch charge. No, not making it. All right, my opponent's going to spend his command point on to try to command point reroll that 1. So here comes the roll from the Cultists. Nope, so it's just going to cost the 1. So see if you can get it back with a 7. Does get it back. Oh, no, that's 8. So it's not. It needs to be exactly 7, not just 7 or more.
You're making me
making it easier. Yeah. So here we go. Looking for a 6 on this one. No, stuck into a 1. So no charge. All right. So now starting into the fight phase. Typhus is going to attack into my Cultists over here. He is going to have 4 attacks. Yep. 4 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 6s because of the Cultists being the Cultists. Getting 1 hit. And Death to the False Emperor, so getting to another hit. So that is 1 hit over there. These are going to, this is strength 8. It's going to be wounded on 2s. Strength 7, so wounded on 3s. No wound there. But rerolling because of Plague Weapon. Yeah, that is a wound. -3, but 4 up invul save. No, failed it. I'm, how much damage is that? 3 damage. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that. Don't get it. Do I get the command point back, though? I don't even get that back. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 command points to interrupt here with my Inquisitor Assassin. Let's see if I get the Brilliant Strategist, see if I get it back. One of them back. I do get 1 back, so I'm back up to 5. Now he's going to attack with his 6 attacks in there, hitting on 2s with the Nurgle Gauntlet. That is all hits. These are going to be wounding on 4s because it's strength +1. Rerolling failed wound rolls. And that is going to be 4 wounds here at AP -1. No, into those bros.
They are toughness 6 right now.
They're toughness 6 right now? 1 second. All right, so they're actually toughness 6 because of putrescent vitality. So that 4 that I thought was a wound is actually going to get re-rolled because of it being the Nurgle Gauntlet. So that is a wound there. So that is 4 wounds. Worked out all right. So 4 AP -1. So 4 4-ups. Making all but failing 2. So 2 5-up disgustingly resilient saves. Making 1 of them. So 1 of them is dead. All right. So now his Plague Marine squad is going to attack into my Cultists over here. So the whites are going to be the 6 that can attack with the Plague Knives, and then the green is going to be the Power Fist from the champions. So these are all going to be hitting on 3s and 4s.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So
these
getting
are all rerolls.
All rerollable because of well, 1 second. All right. So the reason we paused was because one of the Power Fist attacks was hit on a 3, which would have been hit before the -1. So he only gets to reroll 1 of them, but they get to reroll because of the Tally Man over here. So here we go, hitting on 3s and 4s. Pretty good.
So there's the 5 knives, 1 power
So
fist.
5 knives and 1 Power Fist hit. These are wounding on 2 and 3s. So that is
1 plague weapon.
1 plague weapon reroll. Don't you get to reroll all failed wounds with plague weapons because of?
You're right.
Yep. So that's going to be 4, 1 Power Fist save and 4 regular saves. So we're going to do the 4 4-ups from the knives, making all of them, and then the Power Fist, making that one as well. Woo! All right, so now he's activating his other Plague Marine squad over here. So we're gonna go with the 2 Plague Knives and the Flail first. So the Flail gets D3 attacks, getting 1 attack. So these are all going to be hitting on 3s. That's getting 2 hits. 1 second. Within 7 of the Taliman, so he gets to reroll. All right, so that is all hits over here. That's his wounds. All right, so now here we go. These are going to be wounding on 4s, right?
4s, and then the flail is on 3s.
3 on the flail. So that is going to be all wounds there. They all damage 1. -2, but they're all damage 1. Oh, D3 damage. So we have to do this separately. So we'll do the flail first. 4 up. Makes that one. And then the 2 from the knives. Making both of those. All right, so now we have the cleaver and the power fist attacking into him. These are going to be hitting on 4s. Okay, getting 2 hits. Reroll that because of the Taliman. It was not a 3, so that's a miss. So now we've got both of these are going to be wounding on 2s. Failing 1, but it's a plague. Oh, wait, was that the power fist? That's power fist. That's not a plague weapon, so that doesn't get to reroll. But that one hit. That's a wound. So looking for a 4-up save. No, failed that. I'm gonna spend a command point to re-roll that. No, still a fail. Do I get the command point back? I do not. So down to 3. Oh, down to 4. Down to 2 up because it's D3, so that's 2 damage. So he is dead. We'll come back to you with one special thing that's gonna happen. All right, so my Inquisitor is dead, but he gets to blow up now. So he's going to roll a D6 on a 4 up. That unit takes a D3 mortal wounds. So No, it does not happen. So he's just dead. All right, my Cultists assassin is going to use her poison blades to attack into the Marines over here. So she's going to have 6 attacks total, 5 base plus 1 because of poison blades, hitting on 2s. All right, so that is all hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s because of them being poison blades. All right, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds at AP -1. Looking for 4-up saves. Failing 2 of them, 5-up disgustingly resilience. Failing both of them, so that's 2 dead. All right, so here comes the Cultists assassin into Typhus. 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. No armor saves allowed, so we've got 2, what's he have? Invols. 4-up invul saves. And he makes them both. And that is it for the Death Guard turn here on turn 1. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Imperial forces here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Inquisition and Dark Angels here on turn 2. My Razorback stood still. My Greyfax moved up over this way, disembarked and moved up over this way. My Cultists assassin fell out of combat over here. Scout stood still, Intercessor stood still, Hellblasters, one guy moved around over that way, and the, Lieutenant stood still. Those guys back there stood still. My Razorback over here stood still. And my Cultist assassin moved up over, fell back around over this way. But Cultist has hit and run tactics, which means that she can shoot and charge the same turn that she falls back out of combat. So that's pretty good. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so now Greyfax is going to smite into Typhus over here, looking for a 5. Getting it with an 11. Do you want to try to deny?
Try to deny with him.
He's going to try to deny it with him over there. No, does not get denied, so that's D6 mortal wounds. Oh, I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that. Into a 4 for disgustingly resilient saves. Oh, and he fails all of them, so Typhus is dead. Do I get my command point back? I do. All right, so now my Vindicare assassin is going to shoot into his malignant plague cast over here. So hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. AP -3, no cover save, so it's going to be a 6-up save. Oh, and he makes it. Yep, and now my Razorback is going to fire into his Plague Marines over here. So we're going to start with the Twin Assault Cannon, hitting on a 3 because he didn't move. All right, much better than his last turn of shooting. All right, so these are now strength 6. They're toughness 6 now because of putrescent vitality. So looking for 4s to wound. Alrighty, so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds at AP -1. So 7 4-up saves. Ooh, making a lot of those. So failing 3 of them, 5-up disgusting resilience, making 2 of them. So 1 dies. Oh, he failed on a 1, so he gets to re-roll it because of Dude Bro over there. No, so he still takes 1 guy dead. All right, so now my Hellblasters are going to fire into his Death Shroud Terminators over there. I am going to supercharge with them. So here we go. We're going to go one at a time. They're in rapid fire range, so hitting on 3s. That is 1 miss, but not a blow up. -1. All right, 1 hit. 2 misses, but doesn't blow up. Does blow up, and 1 miss because 1 guy did move on there, so he's going to not get the whatchamacallit, whatever it is. So anyway, next one. That's 2 hits there. That's a miss and a hit. And that is another 2 hits. So these are strength 8, toughness 5, so looking for 3s to wound. All right, re-rolling 1s to wound because of the Lieutenant. Okay, so that's 4 wounds at AP -4. So 4-up invul saves. Making 2 of them, so this is going to be 2 wounds each. So one he's going to spend his last command point re-roll to re-roll 1 of those. So looking for a 4-up. With what? Oh, 1 second. All right, so here goes the re-roll. He does make that one, so it's going to be 1 go through there, 2 disgustingly resilient rolls. Makes 1 of them, so only 1 takes 1 wound. Now my Intercessor is going to fire into his Death Shroud Terminators, hitting on 3s. These guys stood still, so re-rolling 1s because of whatever it is, the Grim Resolve. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. AP -1, so 4 3-ups. Making, failing 2 of them, so 2 disgustingly resilient rolls. Fails both of them, so that's 1 guy dead and 1 guy wounded. All right, so now these intercessors are going to fire into his Death Shroud Terminators. 9 shots because 1 guy's out of rapid fire range. Getting to reroll 1s to hit because of Grim Resolve. These are wounding on 5s. Oh, getting to reroll 1s because of the Lieutenant over there. All right, so that means that's 4 wounds, 4 3-up armor saves, making them all. And now Greyfax is going to fire into the Plague Marines over here with her Condemner bolt rifle, bolt gun. So it's going to be 2 shots, hitting on 3s, re-rolling because of her Quarry, Ordo Hereticus, their Chaos. All right, wounding on a 5. That's a wound, AP -1, so 4 up. No, missed that. 1 second. 1 damage, so 5 up.
Nope.
Oh, nope, that's dead. Rerolling 1 because of Dude Bro. No, still a dead guy. My Cultists is not going to fire into the Plague Marines over here. So 1 shot on a 2. That's a hit. So now I roll 3d6. Their highest leadership is at 8, I imagine, right? So looking for equal to or greater than an 8. Getting that way up there. So D3 mortal wounds into them. Getting 2 mortal wounds, 2 5-ups, making 1. All right, so now my Razorback here is going to fire into his Plague Marines over there. So we're going to have 12 shots from the Twin Assault Cannon, hitting on 3s because he didn't move. All righty, pretty good. Strength 6. These ones are toughness 5, so wounding on 3s. Ooh, all wounds. That's really, really good. These are going to be AP -1, so this is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 wounds. 10 4-up saves. All right. Failing a fair amount there. All right, and these are going to be 5-up disgustingly resilience. Making a bunch of those ones. That's pretty nice. So 2, rerolling that 1. No, so 2 are dead. And now the Stormbolter is going to fire in them. That is 1 hit. That is 1 wound. That is a save. All right, so now my my lieutenant and the 1 guy from the scout squad who can get shots into his Death Shroud Terminators over there are going to fire. The yellow is going to be the 1 scout. These are going to be bolt pistols. We're just rolling them together because may as well. So these are going to be hitting on 3s, all of them. All righty. Wounding on 5s. Rerolling 1s for him because that was the 2 bolt pistols from the lieutenant. He gets to reroll because of himself. There you go. That's a wound. 2-up armor save. He's good. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Cultist assassin is going to charge into his malignant playcaster. Overwatch on a 6. No hit there. So her charge distance is totally in. All right, so after I moved in his Tallyman heroically intervened as well into my assassin over there. So she is going to attack into his malignant playcaster with 6 attacks with the poison blades. These are going to be hitting on 2s. Alrighty. These are going to be wounding on 3s because of the poison blades. So that is all wounds. So that's going to be 5 at AP -1. So 5 3-ups.
4-ups.
5 4-ups, sorry. Okay, so disgustingly resilience. Making 2 of them, so 2. Oh, and he is dead. And that is Slay the Warlord. All right, so now it's come Mr. Tallyman, tally me bananas. He gets to attack into my Cultist assassin over here. He's got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Getting 1 hit, re-rolling, getting 2 hits in the end. These are now strength 4, so wounding on 4s. Is it a plague weapon?
Nope.
No plague weapon. He's got no knife, so that's just 1 wound there. Looking for a 4-up invul save. Yeah, she's good with a fill face. Woo! All right, so that is it for the Inquisition and Dark Angel's turn here on turn 2. We will come back to you after a movement phase for the Death Guard here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Death Guard here on turn 2. His Plague Marines moved up over this way. His 2 Plague Burst Crawlers stayed where they were. His Tallyman fell back out of combat with the Cultists, and everyone else just moved up and surrounded her over here. His Death Shroud Terminators over here moved up closer to this way 4 inches, and that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase since all his Psychers are dead. All right, so now his Death Shroud Terminators are going to fire. One of the Plague Spurt Gauntlet is within range of my Hellblasters. So I'm going to fire that. D6 shots. 5 shots, and those are just auto hits, right? They're like flamers. Yep. So strength.
Actually, no, it's pistol.
Oh, they're pistol 6, so D6. So this is going to be 1 second. Yeah, they're auto hits. So these are going to be strength 3. Looking for 5s to wound. Getting plague weapons, so rerolling that 1. No wounds there. All right, so now his Plague Marines here are going to fire. They're going to fire all their bolt guns into my Cultist Assassin. They're going to fire all the plasma into my Razorback over there. So we're going to go with the 3 plasma first, hitting on 3s. That is 2 hits. Wounding on a 4. That is 1 wound. AP 3, so looking for a 6 up. Showing that fill first. No, goes through, so that's a damage. Now come the bolt guns. So these are going to be 8 shots from the bolters because there's 4 of them there, and they're rapid fire range, obviously. So here we go. These are going to be 8 shots hitting on 3s. Alrighty, so 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 4-up invul saves. And she makes 1, fails 1. All right, so his Tallyman is going to throw a crack grenade into my Cultist Assassin over there. So hitting on a 3, that's a hit. Wounding on a, that is a wound. 4-up invul save. No, failed that. 2 wounds, so, or 3 wounds, I can't remember, D6. So it's 2, but that's still enough to kill her. She is dead. All right, so now his Plague Burst Crawler is going to fire the 2 entropy cannons and the heavy slugger into Greyfax over here. I keep getting, it's like either they're orcs or they're guard, but not the slugger. So those are going to go into Greyfax, and then the Plague Burst Mortar is going to go into my Hellblast over there. So we're going to go with the entropy cannons first, hitting on 4s, getting 1 hit, wounding on a 2. That is a wound. AP minus 4, so that just goes straight through. D6 damage. 6 damage. She is, she just flattened. And now the Plague Burst Mortar is going to fire into them, so D6 shots. Getting 6 shots. He's going to be hitting on 4s. Getting a bunch, 4 hits there. These are going to be wounding on 2s. Rerolling 1s. So that is 4 wounds. AP minus 2, so he's going to be +1 because of cover, so 4 4-ups. Making all of them killer. His second Plague Burst Mortar, Plague Burst Crawler, is going to fire his heavy slugger into my Cultists. He's going to fire the 2 entropy cannons into my Razorback, and he's going to fire the a mortar into my Hellblaster. So we're going to go with the heavy stubber first. Slugger hitting on 6s, so that's 1 hit. 1 hit. Hitting on 6s. Hitting on 6s because he said, yeah. So 1 hit. That is not a wound. And now the 2 entropy cannon shots. Oh, those are both hits.
I needed that.
This would have been good against him. Those are 2 wounds. AP minus 4, so those just go straight through. That is 10 damage. He's straight up dead. Man. And now here comes the Plague Burst Mortar. Getting 3 shots. Hitting on 4s. That is 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds. 2 4-ups. Making them both. Woo! So that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his Death Shroud Terminators are going to charge into my my Lieutenant and into my into my Intercessors. So we're going to go Intercessors first with their Overwatch, hitting on 6s. Alright, rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. Okay. So getting 2 hits over here. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds, AP -1, so 2 3-ups. Making them both. And then we've got the 2 bull pistols from the lieutenant. Getting 1 hit. Getting a wound. Making a save. And here comes his charge distance. Rolling an 8, that should get him into both. And now his Plague Marines here are going to charge into my Cultists. So he is going to fire with his Animus Speculum. Assault D3, so it's going to be 3 shots, looking for 6s, showing them fill faces. Getting 1 fill face. This is going to be wounding on a 5. Wait, 1 second. All right, and here it goes. It's strength 5, so wounding on a 4. That is a wound, AP -4, so it's just going to be a disgustingly resilient save.
Just 1.
Just 1. No, so that is a dead Plague Marine. All right, and here comes his charge distance, looking for 3-inch charge. And yeah, he is way in. All right, so into the fight phase, he's going to start off by activating his Death Shroud Terminators. His character, his sergeant guy, is going to attack into my lieutenant. The other 2 are going to attack into my intercessors. So we're going to go with the sergeant's attacks in here. 4 attacks hitting on 2s or 3s. 1 second. Hitting on 3s. All right, getting 2 hits. Strength 8, so looking for 2s to wound. That is rerolling 1s. So that is 2 wounds. AP -3, so 2 6-up saves. Show me them fill faces. Not getting either of them. D3 damage each. Ooh, 2 damage. And now the other 2 guys attacking in my intercessors. All right, that is 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 3 wounds, 3 6-ups. Getting none, so the first one is doing D3 damage, right? So the second one will kill a guy, and then there's 1 more D3. 2 damage, so 2 guys are dead. All right, so I'm going to interrupt with my Cultists over here. So, spent 2 command points. Do I get 1 of them back? I do not, so I'm down to 2 command points. He's got 4 attacks here, hitting on 2s. That is 4 hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. No armor save allowed. So here comes a 5-up disgusting resilient save. No, goes through. All right, so now his Plague Marine over here with the flail is going to go. So he gets D3 attacks. Getting 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit.
And Death to the False Emperor.
And the Death to the False Emperor. So just getting the 1 hit. Strength
+2, so 6.
So looking for 6, so looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. Here we go. 4-up invul save, or he's dead. Let's see what happens here. No, I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that. Well, throwing that dice everywhere. Who even knew where that went? Yeah, with the 4-up. Woo! Let's see if I get the command point back. I do not. All right, so now my lieutenant's going to attack back. He's got 3 attacks plus 1 because of the chainsword. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Okay, 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting no wounds. And now my intercessors are attacking in. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 2-up saves.
Wounding on 5s, there was 1 5.
Was there a 5? 1 second. All right, my component was kind enough to point out that it was there was another wound in there, so that's 3 wounds, 2-up armor saves, and he makes all of them. That's what you get for being a nice guy, is making all your saves. All right, and that is it for the Death Guard turn here on turn 2. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels and Assassins here on turn 3. All right, so movement phase here for the Dark Angels and Assassins. My scouts moved up over this way. My intercessors fell back out of combat. My Vindicare Assassin stood still. My lieutenant fell back out of combat over here, and my Hellblaster stood still. My intercessors back there moved up over this way. My Razorback stood still. In came my Reavers. My Cultists Assassin moved back out of combat over here. And in came my Master and my Inceptors. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase since Greyfax is dead. Alright, so starting with the shooting phase, my Inceptors are going to fire into his Plague Marines over here. So we've got 18 shots here, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of my Master that dropped in there. With them. All right. That paid off real well. All right, so we've got all but 4 hits. So this is going to be 14 hits. Strength 5, toughness 5, looking for 4s to wound. All right, not as good that time. All right, so we've got 6 wounds. AP -1, so 6 3-ups. You can do it 3 at a time in case they all fail, so because you got 3 in front there that are off of terrain. So, but you can do all. Yeah, why don't you do 3? You can do 3 and then see what happens. Looking for 4-ups. Failing one of them. 5-up. Disgustingly resilient. Nope. And then you've got one more armor save of a 4-up. That's good. My master's going to shoot his 2 bolt pistols into the Plague Marines. Getting 1 hit, but re-rolling 1s because of himself. That is 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. 1 3-up. They're good. And now my Reavers are going to fire into the Cultists here with their bolt carbines. So 10 shots hitting on 3s. Alright. Yeah, exactly. This is what you get for Fearless, is keeping Cultists around. Strength 4, wounded on 3s. Getting 4 wounds. They're in cover there, so that's 4 5-ups.
You don't have any minus on your carbine?
No AP on the carbines. Making 1 of them, so 3 of them are dead. All right, so now my Razorback is going to fire the Twin Assault Cannon into the Marines here, and he's going to fire the Stormbolter into the Cultists. We're going to go with the Twin Assault Cannon first, hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Alrighty then. And these are now going to be wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 6 wounds, AP -1. So 6 4-ups. Failing 3 of them. 5-up, disgustingly resilience. Making 1 of them, so 2 are dead. And now the Stormbolter is going to fire into the Cultists over here on 3s. On 3s, that's a wound. And he makes it with a 5. All right, so now my Hellblasters are going to fire into his Death Shroud Terminators over here. So we're going to start with, we're going to go with the, they're going to supercharge. So we're going to start with the first guy here. Hitting on a 3. That's 2 hits. Second one, hitting on a 3. That is 2 hits. Third one, 2 hits. Fourth one, 2 hits. All right, that's much better. Nobody killed themselves this turn. All right, so that's 8 hits here. These are strength 8, looking for 3s to wound. That's all but 1 wound. So that's 3, 6, 7 wounds at AP -4. So we've got 7 4-up invul saves, making 2 of them. So these are 2 damage each. So we'll start with the first one. 2 damage, looking for 5-up, disgusting resilience. Makes 1 but fails 1, so that's going to be a dead. The first guy is going to be dead. And then we've got the next one. That's 2. Makes 1, fails 1. Again, 2. Makes 1, fails 1, so that's another dead guy. Third one. Fails both of those, so that's the third guy dead.
Do that.
And my Vinegar Assassin is going to fire into his Lone Marine over here, hitting on a 2. All right, so that's it for shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Reavers are going to charge into the Marines and the Cultists over here. So the greens are going to be the bolt gun. Everything else is actually plasma guns. So 3 plasma guns. So these are all going to be hitting on 6s. No hits there. So they're charged, and the Cultists now get to shoot. So we've got 2 guys in rapid fire range with their guns, and then 2 with pistols, right? So it's going to be pistol. 1 pistol's out. So we've got. It's going to be a total of 5 shots coming in here. Hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. Getting 1 wound. Yeah, but he saves it with a fill face. And now the Reavers are going to charge in, looking for 9-inch charge. Failing it. I'm going to... Gotta roll a 5. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Now my Inceptors are going to charge into his Marines over here. No hits there, so looking for a 9-inch charge. Ugh, failing that one too. I'm gonna spend my last command point to try to get that 5 in there. Yeah, and he gets it, so he is in. Do I get the command point back? No, I do not. So I'm out of command points, but they're in, which is good. All right, my master is gonna try to charge into the Marines over there. So he's looking for a 10-inch charge. And ooh, just out. All right, so now my Inceptors are going to punch into his Marines and the fight phase. So they've got a total of 7 attacks coming in here, hitting on 3s. Ooh, really wish my master had gotten in. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. 3 up armor save. No, failed that. 5 up. Disgusting resistant. He makes that. All right, so now his squad is going to attack back. So we've got 2 attacks from the power fist on the champion, and then we've got 3 attacks with the plague knife. So these are going to be hitting on 3s and 4s. All right. Rerolling because of the Tallyman. All right, so those didn't hit. So we got 1 and 1. These are going to be wounding on 2s and 3s. Oh, actually, it might have been 5s. 1 second. They are T5, but still, that is a wound there. So that's going to be AP -3, so 3 up. Looking for a 6 up armor save. Look, showing that fill face. No, it goes through. So doing 1 damage. And that is it for the Dark Angels and Assassins turn here on turn 3. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Death Guard here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Death Guard here. His Plague Burst Crawler stood still. His Sloan Marine over here moved up within an inch of, or just outside of an inch of my Cultists Assassin over here. His Marines here fell back out of combat with my Intercessors, and that is my Inceptors. Sorry, and that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now starting off the shooting phase, this Marine is going to throw a Blake Grenade at him over here. So D6 shots. 1 shot, hitting on a 6. No hit.
Plasma pistol.
All right, plasma pistol from the Tallyman over here, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. No wound. Bolt pistol from the what's he called? Surgeon over here. That is a hit. Wounding on a 5. No wound. All right, so now his Plague Burst Crawler over here is going to shoot his Entropy Cannons and the Heavy Slugger into my Hell Blasters in the building over there. And he's going to fire the Plague Burst Mortar into my Inceptors over here. So we're going to start with the Slugger first. 4 shots hitting on 4s. Getting 2 hits. Wounding on Strength 5, right? Yep. So wounding on 3s. That is 1 wound. AP -1, +1 because of cover. Looking for a 3 up. No, failed that. Take a wound. And now the Entropy Cannons, hitting on 4s, getting 1 hit. That is a wound. AP -4. AP 4, so looking for a 6 up and cover there. Show me that fill first. No, so that guy is dead. And now the Mortar into my Inceptors over here. D6 shots, getting 2 shots, hitting on 4s. No hits. This Plague Burst Crawler is going to fire the Entropy Cannons and the Heavy Slugger into my Inceptors. He's going to fire the Plague Burst Mortar into my Reavers. So we're going to go with the Entropy Cannons first, hitting on 4s. Getting 1 hit. That is a wound. Oh, no. Yes, it is a wound. 3 is a wound. AP -4, so he is dead. And here comes the Heavy Slugger. Oh, all hits. Really good. Not getting any wounds, though. All right, so here comes the Mortar now. D6 shots. Getting 3 shots, hitting on 4s, getting 2 hits, wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds, D6, right? -3? Oh, I thought it was -4. No, that's Entropy Cannons are -4. So these are -3, so looking for 6 up. Show me that fill faces. Yeah, getting 1 fill face, so it's D6 wounds, right? D3 wounds. Getting 3 wounds, so 1 guy dead. So now the Cultists are going to fire into my Inceptors over here. So we got 6 shots, hitting on 4s. All right, 2 hits. Wounding on, not that. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, this Plague Marine is going to charge into my Cultists. Assault D3, Overwatch. 2 shots, hitting on 6s. Show me them fill faces. Yeah, getting 1 fill face. So this is going to be Strength 5, so wounding on a 4. That's a wound with a fill face, AP -4, so it just goes down to his 5 up reanimation protocol. I'm not, where am I? Where did I pull that one out of? Yeah, disgustingly resilient. No, so he is actually dead. And that is it for the Death Guard turn here on turn 3. So we'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels and Assassins here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels and Assassins. My Hell Blasters advanced up over here into cover. My Lieutenant moved up over here. My Scouts advanced up over here. These Intercessors stood still. Those Intercessors advanced up. My Vindicare Assassins stood still. My Razorback stood still. over here. My Master moved up over here. My Inceptors moved up over here. They got moved up over here. These guys, my Reavers moved up over here, and my Cultists Assassin moved around the corner over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so my Reavers here are going to shoot into the Cultists. 10 shots, hitting on 3s. 1 second. All right, within 6 inches of my Master, so re-rolling those 1s. All right, that worked out pretty well for me there. All right, so these are now strength 4, looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. 5 up saves because they're in cover. Failing, making 2 of them, so failing 3 of them. All right, so now my Alexis Assassin is going to shoot into the Marines over here. Assault D3, getting 1 shot, hitting on a 2. That is a hit, wounding on a 4. No. Now my Inceptors are going to shoot into his Plague Marines over here. So hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Master. All right, Master of Puppets is going insane. Here we go. Anyway, that's all hits. Back to the regular scheduled program. These are strength 5, toughness 5, so looking for 4s to wound. Alrighty. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds. AP -1, +1 because they're in cover there. So looking for 3 ups. Failing 2 of them. 5 up, disgusting resilience. Ooh, fails it, but reroll the 1 because the surgeon knows, so that is 2 dead. Master is now going to shoot his 2 bolt pistols into. He's going to fire them into the cultists over there. That is 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds, 2 5 ups. Making 1, failing 1, so he's dead. And now my Razorback is going to fire into his Marines over here. So 12 shots from the Twin Assault Cannon, hitting on 3s because he didn't move. All right. Wounding on 3s because they're toughness 5, strength 6. All right, so we've got 4, 5, 6 wounds. 6, AP -1, +1, so 6 3 ups. Failing 2 of them, 5 up, disgustingly resilient, making 1. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Inceptors are going to charge into his Marine over here. So Overwatch.
I'll go ahead and overcharge.
He's going to supercharge here. So hitting on 6s. No hits.
You couldn't make
and now my Inceptors are going to charge, and they are in. And now my Cultists Assassin's going to charge into his Marine. Does not make it.
6.5.
And now my Reavers are going to charge in, and they are in. All right, so now my Master is going to charge into his Surgeon and his Tallyman. So overwatching with the bolt pistol is going to be the green one. These are going to be hitting on 6s. No hits there, so his charge distance. Yes, totally in. All right, so my Inceptors are going to start off the fight phase by attacking into his Marine over here. So they've got 5 attacks from them, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Master. Okay. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 3 up saves. Failing 1. Oh, but he makes the disgusting resilient. And now my Reavers are going to attack in over here. So they've got, there's 9 attacks between them over there. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Master. Alrighty then. These are now going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. 3 up save. And he makes it. All right, so now my Master is going to attack into the Tallyman. He's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, so that is 4 hits. Wounding on strength +1. So wounding on, strength +2. 1 second. All right, so wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds, AP -1, so 2 4 ups, making them both.
More guys there.
All right, so now his champion is going to attack into my Reavers over here. So he's got 2 attacks, hitting on 4s, failing 1, but re-rolling because of the dude bro there. So that's 2 hits, wounding on. And that'll get him death to the False Emperor. That's 3 hits, wounding on 2s, making 3 wounds. Oh boy. 3 6 up saves, showing them filled faces. Making 1, so 2 go through. Let's start with the first one, D3. and then one guy would be dead. All right, so now his Plague Surgeon is going to attack into my Master over here. He's got +1 to hit because of Gene Seed Thief, which gives him +1 to his rolls against Adeptus Astartes infantry and bikers. So I've got an infantry character there, but he has -1 to hit because he has the Shroud of Heroes on him. So it's going to be 3 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, so that's 2 hits. Rerolling because of the Tallyman. All right, so it's still 2 hits. Strength user, so looking for 4s to wound. No wounds.
Actually, 3s.
It's +1 to wound roll, so that is a wound there. So AP -3. So looking for a 6-up. Show me that, Phil, first. No, that goes through. Just 1 damage. And now the Tallyman is attacking into my Master. He's hitting on 4s because he doesn't have it re-rolling. The 3 would have been a hit, though. So he doesn't get to re-roll that. So it's 2 hits. No wounds.
And most his army.
All right, and that is it for the Dark Angel and Assassin's turn here on turn 4. Turn 4. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Death Guard on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Death Guard here. His Marine and his Tallyman jumped up into the building over here, so they are within 3 inches of the objective, but out of combat. And then his what's this called? The Surgeon moved around over here, so he's out of combat and over here. So that is it for the movement, because these 2 guys stood still. So that is it. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so shooting phase is Plague Burst Crawler over here is going to fire his Entropy Cannon and Heavy Slugger into my Hellblasters, and the Plague Burst Mortar is going to go into my Inceptors. So we'll go with the Entropy Cannon and the Heavy Slugger first, hitting on 4s. Alrighty. These are going to be wounding on 2s and 3s. Alright, so 2 at AP -1, +1, so 2 3-ups. Make both of those, and then 1 AP -4. AP -4, +1 because of cover, so looking for a 6-up. Showing that, Phil, first. No, do not. So D6 damage. Getting 3, that's a dead guy. And now the Plague Burst Mortar, D6 shots. 1 shot on a 4. That is a hit. That is a wound. Oh no, because they're toughness 5, so that is not a wound. All right, so his other Plague Burst Plague Burst Crawler is going to fire the Plague Burst Mortar and the Entropy Cannons into my Inceptors, and the Heavy Slugger into my Reavers.
You got it right that time.
I got it right. I almost didn't. The A wanted to come out of my mouth, but I made sure that the ER came out of my mouth. Yeah.
Orc stuff,
guard stuff,
and
Necron stuff, all in the same game that had none of them in it. So, all right, so we're gonna go with the Heavy Slugger into the Reavers first, hitting on 4s, getting 1 hit, wounding on a that is a wound.
-1.
AP -1, +1 because they're in cover, looking for a 3-up. Yeah, they're good. The Entropy Cannons into the Inceptors over here. 2 shots. Those are both hits. Wow, really good.
3s.
Looking for 3s. That is 1 wound. AP -4, +1 because they're in cover, so looking for a 6-up. Show me that, Phil, first. No Phil face. D6 wounds. 6 wounds. 1 guy dead. Real dead. And then the Mortar into the Inceptor over here. 1 shot on a 4. That's a hit. That is not a wound. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his Plague Burst Crawl is going to charge into my Master over here. So I'm going to fire Overwatch with my 2 pistols, hitting on 6s, getting nothing. So here comes his charge distance, needing a 6-inch charge. No, does not make it. All right, and that is it for the Death Guard turn here on turn 4. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 5. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels and Assassins here on turn 5. These Hellblasters moved up to the front over there. My Master jumped up over there. My Inceptor jumped up over here. My 3 Reavers, sorry, stood still down over there. My Assassin, my Cultists Assassin moved up over here. Everybody else back over there stood still, so did my Razorback. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Starting off the shooting phase, my Hellblasters are going to fire into his Marine over here. They're in rapid fire range. I am not going to supercharge. So two shots each, hitting on 3s. Whoa. That is 2 hits. Glad I did not supercharge. Yeah, I know. Wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds at AP -4. +1 because he's in cover, so these are going to be 6 ups. Making 1 5 up, disgustingly resilient. Oh, and he does it! That was awesome! Alright, so now my Reavers are going to fire into him. 6 shots from their bolt carbines. Hitting on 3s. One's cocked. Alright. They didn't move, so re-rolling because of Grim Resolve. Re-rolling 1s. These are now wounding on 5s. So that is 3 wounds. 3 2-up armor saves. Failed 1 5-up disgustingly resilient. No, and he is dead. My Razorback is going to fire into his Tallyman over here. So 12 shots hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Boop, boop, boop. Strength 6, looking for 3s to wound. Getting all wounds, so that is 5 wounds at AP -1, +1 because of cover. So 5 3-ups, makes them all killer. And now the Storm Bolter. 1 hit, no wound. And now the Animus Speculum's gonna fire into him. Assault D3, 2 shots. Hitting on 2s, that is 1 hit. Strength 5, wounding on 4s. That's a wound, AP -4. So he's going to be looking for a 6-up save. No, disgustingly resilient. No. All right, so now his now my Inceptor is going to fire into the Plague Burst Crawler over here. So 6 shots, hitting on 3s. All right, all but 1 hit. Strength 5, so toughness 8, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting, wow, 4 wounds. 4 AP -1s, so 4 4-ups. Failing 3 of them, but disgustingly resilient. Making 1 of them, so it takes 2 wounds. And now my Master is going to throw a crack grenade into this one over here. Actually, he's going to throw a crack grenade into this one over here. So, hitting on a 2. Nope. Rerolling 1s because of himself. There we go. Looking for a 5 to wound. No, no wound. So now my Vindicator Assassin is going to fire into his Tallyman over here. So hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 2. Oh, that's a fill face. So that is going to be D6 wounds if he doesn't save this. So AP -3, no cover save. So he's just got 1 6-up armor save. No, does not make it. So D6 wounds. 1 wound. Oh, but he takes it. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase. My Master is going to charge into his Plague Burst Crawler over here. So we're going to have the Entropy Cannon and the Heavy Slugger first. These are hitting on 6s. No, nothing there. And then the Plague Burst Mortar because he's too close for that. So his charge distance. Yeah, it's totally in. My Inceptor is going to charge in over here. Nope, no hits there. And he's in. Now my Cultists is going to charge into his Surgeon. No Overwatch there. And, ooh, 3 inches might not get him in. 3 inches was just enough to get in. And now my Reavers are going to charge into his, the Tallyman up here. Overwatch. No hit. Their charge distance is totally in. All right, so we're going to start over here with my Cultists. He's got 4 attacks hitting on 2s. That's 4 hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. No armor save allowed, so 1 disgustingly resilient save. He makes it. The Reavers are going to attack in now. 7 attacks from them, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. These are now going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. No save. But he makes the disgusting resilient. My Inceptor Sergeant over here is going to attack. Getting 2 hits. Wounding on 6s. Getting the opposite of that. And now my Master is going to attack into this Plague Burst Crawler. 4 attacks hitting on 2s. That's all hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. AP -1, so 1 4-up. No, goes through. Disgustingly resilient. No, so he takes a wound. All right, so now this Plague Burst Crawler is going to attack into my master on 6s. No hits there. This Plague Burst Crawler on 6s. No, one hit there. One hit there. And he has Death to the False Emperor. All right, so that's one hit. Strength 7, so looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. No AP, so 3 up save. He's good. All right, so now the Tallyman's going to attack into my Reavers. That is 2 hits.
That'll be 1 Death to the False Emperor.
1 Death to the False Emperor. All right, nothing there. Oh, that is a hit. Sorry, that was
String Zealot.
Yeah.
This is Death to the False Emperor.
This is Death to the False Emperor. All right, so that's 4 hits total because he got to reroll because of himself. These are now going to be looking for 4s to wound. Yeah. Getting 1 wound. AP nothing, right? So 3 up, and they're good. And now the Surgeon into my Assassin.
Does he have Astartes?
No, he does not.
That's what I figured.
So, yeah, no gene seed stealing here. So he gets 2 hits.
Yeah.
Because he's sitting on 3, no minus to hit him. That is no
Plague
wounds, but Plague Weapon getting to reroll. No wounds there. All right, so that is it for the Dark Angel and Assassin turn here on turn 5. So we're going to come back to you with the Death Guard turn. All right, so the way the mission works, if I can hold this objective at the end of his turn, I will win. So at this point, I am controlling it because I have more people in range of it than he does, because I'm already holding mine, and now I'm within 3. Because I had managed to get to base with these guys, they weren't able to shoot, so he can't just fall back and shoot me off of the objective. So that's where they are right now. So we're just going to go straight up into the fight phase so that we can try to just go with that. All right, so we're going to go straight into the Tallyman over here. That is 1 hit, re-rolling because of himself. That's 3 hits, re-rolling, rolling another one because of Death to the False Emperor. That is not a hit there. Does he get to re-roll that one because of himself? Yeah, I think so. All right, so that's another hit. So that's 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 3 wounds. AP minus nothing, so 3 ups. Failing 1 of them. And now the Surgeon's going to attack in. Getting 1 hit. Getting no wounds there. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is actually how this game's going to end because he can't kill me off the objective. I hold both, and that's how this open war mission ends. But at the bottom of turn 5, that's not bad, right? It was like we planned it. That was a fun and brutal game. His tough 5 on the Death Guard are always so tough to get over, and then the 5 up, Disgusting Resilient, are always so hard to deal with. But man, it was a ton of fun. Both of us just like each of our turns just blasting guys off the board, which was kind of nuts. My Assassins really got to shine this game, which was awesome because they haven't done that, I think, in like any of my games that I've played with them. So that was a ton of fun. I was really glad, and I just had a blast. I always have a blast with my opponent here. He's a good guy. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Jason, and until next time, have fun.